Hello everyone, welcome back again to the Arsenal The Gunners. So remember that you make subscribe to get all Arsenal news. Piero Hincapie to Arsenal. For months, whispers had grown louder across North London. Arsenal's recruitment department, led by sporting director Edu Gaspar and manager Mikel Arteta, had been quietly drawing up plans for defensive reinforcements. The club had already built one of the Premier League's strongest backlines, marshalled by William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. But the leadership in the corridors of power at London Colney knew that depth, flexibility and youth were critical to taking the next step towards consistent domestic and European dominance. Piero Hincapie's name had been circled in red ink on Arsenal's scouting reports for nearly 2 years. The Ecuadorian international, who had risen to prominence with Bayer Leverkusen, was regarded as one of the most promising young defenders in Europe. His left-footed profile, pace, ability to carry the ball into midfield and versatility across the back line made him a perfect Arteta signing. Arsenal had been tracking him since 2021, when he was still adapting to Bundesliga football after moving from Talleres in Argentina. The process began discreetly in late March 2025, when Arsenal's scouting unit presented their end-of-season defensive depth report to Edu and Arteta. The conclusion was clear. With Jakub Kiwior attracting loan interest, Jurriën Timber still recovering from injuries, and the grueling schedule of Champions League, Premier League and domestic cups, Arsenal needed another high-level defender who could step in without lowering standards. Arteta himself pushed the discussion toward Hincapie. In meetings, he often highlighted the importance of a left-footed defender capable of breaking opposition lines with his passing and maintaining Arsenal's pressing structure. According to insiders, Arteta said, "We have to prepare for the moments when Gabriel cannot play every 3 days. Hincapie gives us balance, aggression, and the ability to defend high. He is still only 23, and he fits the age profile of our project." By early April, Arsenal had made initial contact with Bayer Leverkusen's sporting director Simon Rolfs. The German club were reluctant sellers. Hincapie had been central to their remarkable Bundesliga campaign, and manager Xabi Alonso considered him vital for both defensive solidity and build-up play. But Arsenal's offer came with the weight of Premier League money and the player's own ambition to test himself in England. Negotiations stretched for weeks. Leverkusen initially demanded $65 million, pointing to Hincapie's age, contract length, and international experience. Arsenal, while admiring the player, sought to keep the deal under $55 million to maintain balance with their other transfer priorities. Eventually, a compromise was reached. $58 million guaranteed fee, with potential add-ons bringing the deal to $62 million, depending on appearances and Champions League success. What ultimately tipped the scales was Hincapie's own desire to join Arsenal. The Ecuadorian defender had spoken to friends in the Premier League, including compatriot Moises Caicedo, who described Arsenal as a perfect environment for young players to grow. Hincapie was said to be particularly excited by the chance to work under Arteta, whose tactical detail and man management had transformed players like Saliba, Martin Odegaard and Bukayo Saka. When asked privately about the move while on international duty, Hincapie reportedly told a teammate, "I dream of playing in the Premier League. Arsenal is a club that is fighting for titles. For me, this is the next big step." The medical and official confirmation. By late August 2025, the deal was accelerated. Arsenal flew representatives to Germany to finalise personal terms, which were quickly agreed upon. A 5-year contract running until 2030, with a weekly wage of around $115,000. On August 28th, Hincapie travelled to London, where he completed his medical at the club's private hospital in Hertfordshire. The following morning, Arsenal dropped the now famous transfer announcement video across their social media platforms. Cinematic shots of London, red smoke flares around the Emirates, and finally, Piero Hincapie walking through the tunnel wearing the new Arsenal home kit. The caption read simply, "From Ecuador to North London. Welcome, Piero Hincapie." The deal was confirmed, sending Arsenal fans into a frenzy. Many hailed it as a statement signing. A clear sign that Arsenal weren't just building for the present, but for a sustained era of success.